Hey everybody, Tommy G here.
And PJ here.
And they booked us on Southwest again, Pete.
All right.
Which is fine, but you got to get there. Luckily, we got Group A, so we're able to get, I think, okay seats.
Yep.
But yeah, we're just leaving Oakland now. We got better weather here today than
Singapore
we.
Airlines.
Yeah, that one's going long. That one's going a long ways away. I'm guessing Singapore.
I'm thinking so.
um, Better weather we had today than yesterday. Last night was like a foggy, smoky kind of a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good result here against these Overdogs. We called games for the Overdogs seasons back there. They're still a tough team. They played us. They played us tough. It was a real. They scored first, and it was a real close game right up until the end.
Yeah, they took us all the way to the end. They did not let up at all. I think it was smart hitting by the Rambler hitters, taking pitches and especially when Pickman came in. Boy, he is really hard to read when he is fresh.
Yeah,
But once they were able to make him throw some pitches and start to wear him down a little bit, that was the key. And sometimes, that's what it takes to win. It's about waiting out the other team. And boy, the Overdogs, they will rope a dope with you for a long time, just waiting for you to make that mistake to give them that opportunity. And again, the Rambler defense as of late and the Rambler pitching they're just not doing that.
yeah, yeah. No, we've held them off. There was a couple situations where Glover played a great game. He's actually one of the players of the game. I think I got a graphic of that in a minute. But uh, you know, we they got players on, and then we stranded them, and and he ended up closing out on a couple times where they could have scored some more. So that was good defense. Now, to their credit, they also did the same thing as well. We had at least at least three, if not four, maybe even five situations where we had runners on and then
Yeah.
we couldn't convert.
Yeah, and again, you get into that situation where timely hitting. We had runners at first and second, and I think we would do it with no outs, and then we'd watch the threat just kind of dwindle. Nothing ever happened, and we couldn't get anybody over the base, like you said, like Tommy was saying. So, yeah, difficult situation.
Yeah. But yeah, then we finally got late game. We got exact. I mean, we went all the way, got all the way to the end, and there was still tied one apiece. Go to extra innings. Nobody scores in the 10th. I think right. It was the 11th that we scored. Or was it the 10th? It
I
was the.
thought it was the 10th, I think.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, yeah, I guess maybe the 10th. Yeah, and then yeah, then we got Maximiliano Blanc of all people, who was 0 for 3 up until that
Yeah,
up until that point. Um,
and he was tense.
yeah,
He was upset about that, his day at the plate because he was struggling and yeah, he got his opportunity and he made the most of it. Again, another thing we're seeing from these Ramblers right now is when they get their opportunity. Talk about Corbin Huerta, guys getting the opportunities and he's taking advantage of it, and that's all we ask. If
yeah,
you get the opportunity, take advantage of it.
yeah, absolutely. Um, and yeah, and like the graphic said, it was only his second home run of this. He's only had one home run prior to that. So the odds of him
Yeah,
being 0 and 3 and getting the game run home run were pretty stacked against him. So that was a big deal. It was an amazing feat. And it,
yeah, and once again, much like the Kaylee Luncaster extra inning walk-off home run, they looked at the roster to see if there was somebody they they could bring in to do a pinch hit for Kaylee, not Kaylee, but for LeBlanc. And unfortunately, because the other catcher was designated hitting at that point, they didn't have anybody, so they decided to just go with Maximiliano LeBlanc, and lo and behold, bingo, he gets the pitch he needs.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And as we mentioned too, our pitching solid again. Um, it wasn't just Glover. Donnie Bowers has a great day, earns the win, gets that first win column. Twist Gutierrez comes out, earns that save. Just solid pitching by all three, and that's a little uncommon.
Yeah, yeah. I've always struggled with Donnie Bowers, watching him come out. And like I say, I've never felt like we've seen a good outing by Bowers, but good outing this time. Same thing with Twist Gutierrez. I mean, even in the last game he appeared, not this one here against the Overdogs, but the last one, he gives up the home run. And it tends to, I mean, I was thinking back to it and I'm like, I think he did the same thing in his last appearance. He comes out and the first thing he does is he typically gives up a home run.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like, so I was a little nervous about Twist coming in. I actually thought about bringing in our new reliever. But yeah, we went with Twisty and he got a cut. The first two to hit into easy outs and then struck out Anton Goodwood to close out the game. So
yeah,
good for him.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, it was like you said, it was, and that was also unusual. You had to expect all three pitchers to do well. We've had one or two of those this season, but it's not all common. It keeps us in the win column. We get another win, and we're leaving
Right.
town here on a real good note.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, exactly. I think the addition of the two pitchers seems to have really kind of inspired the entire pitching staff.
Yeah,
We're seeing really good performances out of everybody since we brought in Mitch Berry and I can't think of her name. Jada Testa.
yep, yep. All right, getting ready to take off here at Oakland. It's not going to be a long segment to start. I think we take off, we head up over. You'll see San Francisco, and then we cut to the second segment right away because there's just a little snafu in our equipment here. So we will talk to you about the next. The first segment here we kind of covered this last game, and then this next segment we're going to talk about our next game because we got kind of an exciting stop we're making here, Pete.
Yeah, yeah, we're going back to the old stomping ground, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be weird going back to Phoenix. It was a great home for 4 years. A ton of respect for the B Wolves
Yeah.
as as an organization. They're always pretty solid. I don't think they're doing all that well this season, but the fans are great. It's a great place to be.
Yeah, and the ownership was always pretty good to us. So it was I enjoyed it. I'm kind of, we're going to go up and we're going to see one of our favorite pitchers. Fran Japani was always one of our favorites. We were always knocked out at what she did on the mound. I mean, she just brought it every time she was on the mound. I can't remember a bad game she ever had, but I remember being blown away by some of those some of those great games. So I'm mixed emotions. On the one hand, it's going to be great to be able to see her pitch again. But it's not so great being able to see her pitch again against us. So
Right.
we're going to have our A game. We know those guys over there, like Tommy says, they're not doing so well this season. And I don't know why, because they're a pretty good team. So
Yeah, yeah, they've
I
got the talent. I can't remember how different they were when we were there. I mean, we didn't have Kobe Kingman or Johnson Swanson.
maybe it was a good thing to get rid of this. So
Yeah,
maybe those are the dead spots in the lineup. We've always said I like Kobe Kingman. I like uh, Johnson, right? Johnson Swanson.
yeah,
I like them. They're nice guys, but they're power hitters, and if they're not hitting, they're a black hole in your lineup. They just they don't do anything.
yeah, yeah.
It's kind of an all or nothing situation, and so yeah, our time over there, we saw fit to let them go and bring in some more consistent offensive contributors. And
They're right
uh,
under our wing. There's Candlestick Park. You can't really quite. It's at the very bottom of the screen.
ah,
But yeah, no, I know what you're saying. They had another power hitter too, and Hammer Longbalo. He was a little bit more effective. And then we also had Sturdy Woodman was playing there as well over there last season. So yeah, a lot of shakeup with the sort of the league restructure, but yeah, it was a good place to be. A little bit different now, and yeah, they're on. But now the problem we're going to face is I think they're a better team than the record shows. So who knows? They end up snapping out of it. They're going to end up snapping out of it at some point, and we just don't want to be there when it happens, I guess.
yeah, and you always face that too. The Ramblers have been kind of on a tear here. and they've been eking out wins and moving up slowly. But you kind of feel, and well, I always feel in the back of my head that the law of averages. It's just at some point we're going to lose a game. We can't keep winning in last minute heroics. We got at some point we're going to fall short a little bit,
Yeah.
and like you say, that's kind of combines to create the almost a perfect situation.
Yep.
I talked for 4 hours
Once again, there, Pete, just going nonstop right to the
again.
break.
Sorry about that.
That's a
Sorry about that.
evening flight here, and now we're making our way back down um, at the on our approach in towards Phoenix. Already starting to see the familiar desert surroundings. It'll be neat. We need to see the city again. Gonna go to Maverick Steakhouse and Rodney Cigar Lounge, and
Yeah,
then what?
make a night of it before we take off.
Yeah, and yeah, there will be so we're actually in town a couple days, and then after the game we take off and head back to Dallas. So yeah, it would be nice. I mean, right now at least we have the possibility of a perfect road trip. You know?
Right, right. Yeah, because I think we go home after this one, right? We got one at home after
Yeah,
the Beewolves.
yeah. Herbisaur's just checking the map right here, taking a look at this. You can see where we're
Very
kind of
cool.
coming in from the west. Um, yeah, we're familiar with this route. You know, you can see off the wing there. I think that's Highway 10. So on truck, we've been trucking through that. That's the highway between LA and Phoenix. We've been down that road before.
Yep.
And we can talk about trucking in a minute too. We got a lot of stuff going on there. I'm not sure I remember where you are, but let's go over some stats first. We'll do the pleasantries in a minute.
Okay.
Again, I was talking about our pitching. Our ERAs are down. Of course, some of them
Well,
artificially. We dumped a couple of the worst ERAs.
yeah, but that helps. I'm yeah, but by the same token, we're getting really good outings from people. Jeff Benson had a really good outing not the other day, so that's going to help bring his ERA down. Mitch Berry had a good outing. That was his first one. Donnie Bowers, like you said, he had a great outing today, so that's going to help bring his numbers down a little bit. Tris Gutierrez has had a couple of good outings. He did give up that home run. I think it was a 2-run shot in the game prior to this, but he was able to hold everybody off the base paths today. So well in this last game against the Overdogs. So yeah, all of this is going to help. All of these good outings, and I think that the coaching staff is doing a better job of not putting too much faith in the pitchers. If they start to struggle, pull them. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they're just going to get blasted, and
Right.
that just drives up the ERA, which winds up contributing to their next outing. So if they start to struggle, pull them. Don't hold off. And I think we feel a little bit better doing that now that we've been able to go a couple games and let that relief pitching staff kind of rest up, because there was a couple games there where they had to go almost the entire game, so they were on fumes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
I like to see the ERAs below 5.
yeah.
Um, our first 3 starters have them. Jeff Benson could whittle it down a little bit. Leland Bull and Borrelli. Borrelli was close. Donnie Bowers could whittle it down. He did some of that today. The rest are pretty good. Jada Testa doesn't even have an ERA yet, and I'd like to also get a win for Mitch Berry and one for Jada Testa as well, so we could have wins for everybody.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, and then let's see here. Then we also have for now this I brought the stats for the Bee Wolves here. This is kind of what we're looking at for the Bee Wolves. Um, and yeah, they're not. I don't see anybody in the 300s. It's just awful.
Toby Kingman's hitting 182.
Yeah.
Magic Moore 186. He was never a big offensive power when we were there.
No, he always struggled quite a bit. I mean, as for RBIs, you've got some teens there. Gina Torrance and Handley Dexter's 14 and 18. You got Ruby Green's getting 14. She was always good on the RBIs. Home runs, Bertha Banks and Billy LeBoink at 4 apiece. That's not bad at all. Handley Dexter's with 8. Handley's gold. He's prints his own money.
He also got 14 strikeouts though.
Yeah. It's okay. And Kobe
Yeah.
Kingman is 27. Holy cats!
I
No.
told you that. I mean, that's what I'm saying about him. That's
Yeah.
and Johnson Swanson with 19. So there you go.
On the bench, Freddie Knox is hitting 294 with 12 RBIs. That's not bad. He's a good bench player when they call him up. Poke Foster hasn't even seen the grass yet this season. That's a little surprising. But yeah, I mean, I think we got to be careful with Gina Torrens and Hanley Dexteras and Ruby Green. Uh,
And Bertha Banks.
well, Bertha and Billy LeBoink, yeah.
Because she's hitting like 282. I think she's got the highest, doesn't she?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
282.
All right. So yeah, we know that's a good thing about having been there for 4 years. We know what each of these players are capable of. You know what I mean? It's not like
Yeah.
it's a huge mystery. But
No.
starting to come in the west end of the city here. Uh, Surprise! Arizona's gonna be showing up off our front wing. They just turned the lights on down there. Yeah, I think this is what is this at the west end, right between the mountain passes. I did a flight over this. I took off from Goodyear and I flew over this suburb. But yeah, then you get surprised off in the distance. What other images do I have? I just had the one more, and that is the schedule. Yeah, yeah. So that's that schedule again. We take. I mean, this was after the last game, or no? This is did this earlier on. Yeah, didn't have the last score on there. We come home for the Herbisaurs. Yeah, Mitch Berry against Olaf Slackoff. It'll be good to be back at at the Corral, and then
Yeah.
back on the road again. New York and Detroit and Mexico back home, and then Colorado and Chicago back home, and then Atlanta.
We get another crack at the wide loads. How many times did we play them this year? I think that's going to be our third time, isn't it?
Yeah, right, yeah, because they're division rivals, so we play them thrice. Michigan Moose, we played them once. We'll play them 3 times, and yeah, I think that's Luke Air Force Base off our front edge of our left wing there, and then Chicago, the
Crocodiles.
Crocodiles, we play 4 times.
And then we also got the Wildcats aren't in our division.
No, that's right.
Are
Yeah,
they?
the Wildcats as well. Yeah, Wildcats. We also play them 3 times. We end our season against them.
That's right.
That'll be tough.
But the wide loads, the last time we faced off against the wide loads, they just pummeled us.
Yeah,
We owe them. We owe them.
yeah, they killed us. Yeah, we actually had 2 games in New York at Apple Field. It's just against different teams. Both the New York teams, the only 2 teams to share a building this season, the Wild Pigs and the Wide Loads. So we need to play at Apple Field twice.
Yeah.
But I think I'm looking forward to playing the Wild Pigs a little more than the Wide Loads.
I'd like to get back at the wide loads. I mean, that's the whole thing is I'd like to play them and beat them.
Yeah.
If it starts to go the way it's already gone, I mean, we played them twice. I think they beat us both times. Whoops.
That's okay. I'm just showing you something else. Are you broadcasting this or no? You don't broadcast these, do you?
No.
Okay, that's okay. You'll see what we can see right now. We got it looking out the window, but I wanted to put something else up here really quick. So
Okay.
I'm going to put this back on Pete's screen. Right there, he's looking off the wing again. Now you can see. Because I want to put a different image up here. Because Pete's been busy. He's been a busy boy. So yeah, I was going to talk about a couple other games while we're in the clouds here.
Yes, sir.
This one is Pete's latest masterpiece. Pete, why don't you tell us about this guy?
Yeah, that's the asp. I was over in Norway. I was doing some fishing on Call of the Wild, the Angler. They have double XP days. So from July 17th to July 23rd, you'll get double XP for any fish you catch and stuff. And I was fishing and I got my first diamond fish. I don't know how long I've been playing the game, but yeah, I finally got my first diamond, and it's a diamond asp. And that was 25 pounds.
Look at that sucker. Look at that thing. You cut it open, found a shoe in there.
Yeah. So that's going to be in a video. It's going to be coming out. soon. So yeah, I got that on video, the fight to get it in and everything, and yeah, I was excited. It was my first diamond, but I've reached a point in the game now where I got to start catching more of those, more diamonds to level up and get more stuff.
Very nice. Good on you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, we gotta go fishing together again sometime soon here too. But maybe this. I
Yeah.
mean, we're coming on the home stretch for the season. It'll be nice. I think we're at a good pace to finish the season off without being too late. We'll get to do in the off season. We'll do a lot more other games. So for people who are on the channel,
Yeah.
we're gonna drive a bit more. We were driving through Nebraska. I made my way out, or let's see here. We drove down to after we get back. I'm driving alone from Sydney back down to Dallas, and then I'm also going to drive. I'm going to head out to Abilene and buy a new garage, so that'll be up on the channel as well. Then I actually fly. I'm going to be flying a 172 back to Dallas before our next road trips. And then when we come back, I'll fly back out to pick up the truck and do the. So it'll be fun to do some more driving too. Where are you driven to now? Where are you at?
I'm not sure where I'm at. I took all of last week. That's all I did really was drive truck.
Hmm.
I would go back and forth between American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator. I was able to finish the cruising Nebraska event in American Truck Simulator, and I was also able to finish, not just to start and then finish the Trade Connection Switzerland in Euro Truck Simulator. So yeah, I was able to get all of that done. So I did a lot of driving last week, and I bought a new truck. I got an International LT,
Ooh.
all tricked out with the skyrise, you know, skyrise top and the whole deal. So it's cool. It's going to be up. I got all the videos, so I'm trying to get them up onto the channel slowly rather than just dump them all there.
Yeah.
Trying to do it a little bit nicer. The first couple I did just kind of throw out there, and I was after you're checking them a little bit. I was like, a lot of this stuff I probably could have cut just to streamline it, so it's going to take me a little bit longer because I am going through them. But I got the next one that's coming on is an American Truck Simulator, part of the Nebraska Cruise in Nebraska series, and it's Sydney, Nebraska to Grand Island,
Oh, cool. Okay.
Nebraska. So that will be the next one that comes up, and then I'll be working on another Euro truck. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth between the two. I did a car mechanic simulator. I took 2 weeks off of that because I was racing, and I kind of was like, I was racing so fast. It was almost like in my head, I got to this point where I was just trying to see how many cars I could get done in an hour. It's like
Yeah.
I was just trying to, and what winds up happening is it's almost like somebody put a stick in my spokes, you know what I mean? And I just went flipping, and I was started missing just the obvious things, and I was like, and then you got to tear down an engine 3 times because you didn't put the parts in the right spot, yeah, it just got bad. So that was another reason that led me to a week of truck driving and then just kind of taking a week off. But I'm going to try to get back into things. So I got car mechanic simulator coming back. I bought a couple of cars in the junkyard. So the one on Monday, the video on Monday morning will show me buying some cars. I got one in the shop right now. So I'm going to start working on that. I did an off-road mechanic simulator. So that's basically just car washing at this point. I don't know. It's just, I spend most of my time just washing cars. I don't understand that, but well, we're going to keep going ahead. Obviously, we're going to get back to plane mechanic simulator. That was another one where I was trying to go so fast that I was missing obvious stuff. And when that starts to happen, I need to kind of put my head down on my desk for a while. It's like
Yeah,
you need to relax. I mean, you're running through this stuff, and you need to slow down a bit. So
yeah.
I
Well,
took a little bit of a break.
it's Pete_J on YouTube too for all you out there. Right now we're
I know
somewhere
that guy.
yeah, over Chandler. We're gonna make a left bank and head on over to Sky Harbor over there, which is a nice airport. Yeah, we got F1 Manager on the channel.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was watching that. The guy, who was it? Schumacher, right? He was
uh,
doing really well, and then he got driven into the wall.
no, no,
What the
yeah, that
heck
was
is that
actually
about?
Magnussen. Magnussen is,
Yeah,
yeah,
Magnuson, not
Haas's
Schumacher.
top driver. The series follows Team Haas, the only American F1 team, and yeah, he's having a great run. We had a new car for him, and he gets hit from behind by I think Hamilton or something like that, and of course, Mercedes is fine, and he's out of the race, and it's like son of a
Yeah,
gun. So Schumacher ended up doing well, ended up scoring in the points, getting to
yeah, it
keep,
was at ninth, right?
yeah, which kept Team Haas in sixth
Yeah,
overall, but it would be so yeah, there's gonna need to be work done to try and repair the car or get more parts designed, stuff like that. But yeah, that's a fun series. I think past the halfway mark. I'm pretty sure the next Grand Prix is going to be the Hungarian Grand Prix, which is in Budapest. So that will be interesting and fun. Although they're starting to stack up on each other. Um, yeah, and then those, like I said, I'll have those truck driving ones out there. I have a Aerofly where I'm flying the Cessna 172, and there's other stuff I want to work in there. I know Matt and I are doing the says we're flying Route 66 flight. I still haven't put that one out yet. I'm just trying to think of what else. There's other titles I want to work in. I still want to do. Um, oh, and then obviously Easy Red 2 uh, historical uh, aspect from the at this point from the Axis side of the invasion of France. Um, and then yeah, I want to do like what is it called? Uh, Shadows of Doubt. I want to get back into some of those ones, but I don't know wherever I find time.
yeah. Well, I got that plane accident, and I finished the story missions.
Okay.
It is still in early access, so I'm hoping and I believe there's going to be more stories coming. But I finished the ones that they have out as of now. And it ends with me being promoted so that I could start taking on larger airplanes, military planes, that type of stuff. But there's no stories yet. So I'm looking forward to that. But I don't know, should I just go back and play the campaign mode, or do I just put it on the shelf for a while until something new breaks loose and then, pull out another title? Like I say, I got LA Noir that
Oh
I'd
yeah.
like to get into and start playing that. So I don't know, but
Yeah, that's a good narration, story driven one. That's one for the channel. It plays like a
yeah,
television show, yeah. So the way I found you, I would mark as you're playing. I would mark if you make mistakes, edit
uh-huh.
those out. And that way, what you see, you don't see yourself getting killed and starting over. You just see the successful. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah,
That's what
so
I,
it's like a movie then.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's probably easier to follow. People more likely to tune back in rather than watching you die a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
That's just because I was thinking of doing something like that. I think with a different one. It might have been with Red Dead.
I've seen that. I've seen that people have edited it together like a movie. So,
Yeah.
like I say, they don't talk or anything. It's just from beginning to end. You
Right. Right.
know.
Right. But yeah, some games lend themselves to that. Uh,
Yeah.
and then I think we were gonna try Sea of Thieves again sometime, right?
Right. Yeah.
That one's that one's a lot of fun. I missed that one. It's a pretty game too.
It is. Yeah.
And a heck of a lot of fun. And I haven't played it in forever. It's one of those games where there's been so many changes that it's probably like a new game now.
Could be. Yeah. Could be. A lot of the games get like that. You stay away from them from too long. It's almost like weird when you get back on it because you don't remember any of it.
Yeah, heck, I'm looking forward to and Truck Simulator. Looking forward to get back out to California and
Yeah.
seeing some of those areas again. I think there's been some enough changes there. Where it's like, oh, I don't even recognize this, but fun stuff. We're on final for Sky Harbor,
All
and
right.
yeah, get ready for that desert. It's gonna be weird to get out to Red Rock Park, where we have 4 seasons, and we had what was it, 48, 40. So we played like 22 games They're doing like 88 games in the last 4 years. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be real weird to be a visitor there.
it is. I'm glad we've got it though. I'm glad we got the trip.
Yeah,
And I'm glad we're going there rather than having them come to us.
yeah,
Um, yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nostalgic.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fun. It's great. It's a great park. I'm
Yeah,
looking. I'm trying to think. Who else? Motor Yard's fun to play too. I'm looking forward to going to Whacker Wheel too.
I am too. Yeah. I mean, we didn't get a real good chance to enjoy Peril Point.
Yeah,
We were too busy getting pummeled.
yeah.
Um,
I was gonna
but
say yeah.
I don't think we go back there.
I was excited for Barrel Point,
Yeah.
and then I was excited to get the heck away from it. It's just awful. Couldn't
Yeah,
believe that.
that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
So let's hope that Whacker's Wheel is going to be a play better host to us.
Yep. So it's saying we got 5 minutes left before we shut down. Anything else you want to talk about?
No.
I mean, either you had some storms up. Yeah, we had so logistically speaking, we were supposed to do this game several days ago, but we had some big storms rolling through Illinois here, and
Yeah.
yeah, we had to postpone it a couple times. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
We had my other brother-in-law over, and had to go to the basement at one point because all the sirens were going off.
You guys are
But
lucky you got a basement.
yeah, that's one thing. One thing you don't get here in Arizona. Not many tornadoes.
No. We were
Instead,
standing out on the front lawn. I said, just avoid the tree. If the tree starts coming up, if it comes at you, just dodge. You just gotta get.
right, scoot side to side.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that was pretty hairy for a couple of days there. And you know it's coming too because over the course of the day the humidity builds in so
oh,
bad
oh yeah, yeah, and that
that
was
you just know when the once the sun starts to go down and the weather starts to cool that it's just going to lead to major storms.
yeah, it was a huge shelf because it was
Yeah.
like when the sirens were. I stepped outside and it was like, oh, it's like a steam bath. It didn't feel
Yeah.
cool at all. And then it
No.
was super still, and then the wind picked up and the rain started and it like was 10, 15 degrees cooler. It changed like somebody turned on the air conditioner.
Storm chasers. That's what we got to play.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm watching a lot of people playing that Outbreak and I'm like, I want to play storm chasers. I like storm chasers.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed Outbreak was making a comeback as far as ratings and stuff like that. But maybe I'll take another look at it in a year. It could be one of
Yeah.
those things where they make improvements and
Well,
then
that's what I was wondering, was because it seems like, I don't know if, again, and I've heard this, that some of the streamers and stuff, they get, special perks or something by
yeah.
putting the video together or whatnot, you know what I mean, to make it look better. But I'm wondering if they've done some updates after getting banned so
Yeah.
badly.
And I'm not interested personally in being like on the cutting edge of the newest games. I love the games we play, and a lot of them are years old, and I don't mind waiting until a game's playable. It's not like oh
Yeah,
no, I'm not going to play this new game. What am I going to play? I don't know, one of 100 other games I have that
yeah.
work very well. You
Yeah,
know,
and that's the thing too, is for gamers. I mean, it's almost, the new game, you can watch it, it just starts popping up. And then eventually everybody's playing it. And you're like, why would I want to just be one more voice? you know,
yeah, I'll get to it when I
talking
get to
about
it.
it. Yeah, exactly.
In the
I'll
meantime, we
let
got
the
a lot of
heat die
baseball. Yeah,
down.
I'm playing. Yeah, I'm doing F1 Manager 2022. Like there's
Yeah,
been two since that come out, but I'm like, no, I'm enjoying 22. It's working. There's no bugs.
yeah.
It works for
And
my
that's the
system.
thing too. I don't know if it's because I'm an old man or what,
Yeah.
but I like, like American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator, Hunter Call of the Wild, Angler, Call of the Wild Angler, where they just have updates. So it's the same game, but they give you new maps, they give you new,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't even need new games. I just play the same old ones that get renewed. every
Yeah,
couple of, on a regular basis. The only game we really buy, I think, almost the minute it comes out is like Super Mega.
yeah, right. Easy Red's big on that too. They download it. There's new vehicles. There's new this, new that, and you just have
Right.
it. It's like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this is the best time to be pulling into this airport during the night. Otherwise, during the day, it's just too hot. But we are about to pull up to the gate. Looks like we've got less than a minute left, so we'll wrap things up here. Thanks for taking the flight out with us. We will catch you at the ballpark. It'll be good to be at Red Rock Park, face these Beagles. Hopefully, they don't turn things around on us while we get turned around. And then after that one, we'll catch a flight back to Dallas. We'll see you on that. We'll talk more strategy. We'll be talking about the herbivores then.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
If we're still talking.
Yeah. All right, gonna get my overhead luggage,
Not
and
yet. You gotta wait till the ride comes to a complete stop.
we're gonna
Keep
stay.
our arms and hands inside the vehicle.
We're gonna stay with friends because we know people here. All right. Well, thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will talk to you soon. See you at the ballpark. Until then, this is I guess Tommy G.
And this is PJ, and we're saying, get out of here.